Good evening. I am Mateo, and I would like to deliver at my own leisurely but still slightly hurried up pace so you don't get me making long pauses like I did in some of my stupid ass camcorder home videos in 1995. I am going to review a movie. I went to see The Flash today. Yeah, and I will lay down a few stipulations there. First, I'm going to deliver this review in my own way. I kind of agree with some of the other heathens who go and say things about the movie in some ways, and I disagree with them in others. Short of flaming them there, I do not expect any of you rat bastards out there to flame me, and I do not expect to, even talk much with them about any of this. Maybe their views on the Flash are lovely. I'm going to deliver mine, and they are right, if only because I go the full mile and see it, and see all the little shades of gray and all that weirdish multidimensional shit there. If you have a little problem with it, then anyway. And another thing, I know that Ezra Miller was deranged, cartoony, little gender abusive, goddamn weasel or something. I get it. For my viewing of the movie, I look past that and I just see the characters playing there. To me, he's still an asshole in real life. I just don't want it to trip any of us up. Okay? Okay. I went to see the movie in an air-conditioned theater where there was some grandmother and her grandson, granddaughter there, and some nerd with glasses there. Yeah, a few people in that theater. Strange enough, that's constantly been the case several times when I've been in theaters there. Fascinating. Yeah, it's been like that for a while. I'm really blessed. Ask Kelsey920. He'll tell ya. And the movie started. The old Warner Brothers logo and some stuff I've seen on it does indicate that the Flash movie, changing Warner Brothers logo and other stuff is all part of a new direction for Warner Brothers you're only just now beginning to see. I'm pretty excited as to where it's going to go, but this is not a review of Warner Brothers, Looney Tunes or not, although I'm loony or some shit. The Flash movie's opening and closing credits are okay. Music behind them's okay, but let's face it, it's just there for barely adequate movie purposes. We see Barry Allen's Flash being goofy and fussy with the bloke at Starbucks there, and he has to change in a flash, be back in a flash, leave a bunch of kids, and go fetch his coffee in a flash before it loses its flashing out status in a flash. Strategio de Mangalaminga. Aluminare Govane. Ha ha ha. Kapla. And so yeah. I saw the scene that some people thought was a Ted graphic or nasty or some shit where Flash puts baby in microwave. Yeah. He thought in a split second, and while falling from a dizzying height from that high store in a building, Holden Bays are gonna fall over, and he had to do some movements to move some objects around to save them babies and that therapy dog or something there. But yeah. I heard previously of the baby being put in a microwave and how that might be disturbing, even though it's tough for a joke. Yeah, I understand if some people today find it disturbing. So yeah. Yeah, Barry goes to his old house. We see the background being built up. Him, his mother, his father being framed. His happy childhood memories. His mother's character is really deep and is really sweet with a bit of zest, a bit of spice there. If I may use shit you hear in exotic food commercials there. My accents are turned French. I hear that happens to Robin Williams too. And Flash talks with Ben Affleck Batman, more or less decent and fits in with that 2010s DC Universe thing. I'm not fantastically into it, but I think it's pretty decent. I watched the Green Lantern and DC Captain Marvel films. I take each of them for what they are alone. I don't give two shit peas in a bullfuck about what does Megan Weiner say. Green Lantern was awesome. If you don't like it, come and get me, motherfuckers. And I'm a fan of DC's Captain Marvel, and thought that film was great. Maybe, I don't know, maybe the second one in Black Adam. You can think they're crap, but I'll still be really nice and positive and shit towards them. Can't help but like those movies, they're great and stuff. But yeah, I barely got a chance to see Ben Affleck as Batman, and he does the part pretty decently, I do think. And then Barry Allen tries to go back in time. Yeah, tries to really, really, really go fast and go back in time. Man, that was trippy, hard to make stuff out. Lots of really convoluted prompts with fast consequences could happen. But let's just say that there are reasons you probably only see what I just said in books and stuff. Man, that trippy stuff he saw traveling through time, that was nasty. He went, did not drop the tomato can while boarding the train station, past the grassy knoll, at the lockbox in the cabin. Also, global warming isn't real. Anyways, Barry Allen changes the past, and some creature smacks him. I was confused over where that guy was, but yeah, the movie's got elaborate plot and character depths and a whole bunch of little things going between all the characters that mostly resolve. That's nice. And yeah, Barry Allen lost track of the year, but when he got knocked in there, he ended up, interestingly enough, the same year I technically attained my manhood. Little thank you to me, as if having my favorite Batman the film wasn't enough there. And Barry has a wonderful lunch with his mother and father being so funny. Chichiyo, haha, yo. Coconut, Lizim. You're such a butsto. His mother's Shinda no more, if I may use a little more Japanese. And then, and yeah, his he stops his 18-year-old self from coming in, and there being two of them dilemma there. Yeah, time travel bagel your brain. Yeah, he talks to his past self. Funny stuff happens. Yeah, the character's funny, even if Ezra isn't or something. Anyway, the two bears go to the lab because of time being connected, and the normal Flash thinking he has to recreate a scenario that gets him his powers there. Although in the process he loses his as well as a tooth. He tries looking around on TV and on the internet for other superheroes after realizing with horror that goddamn Man of Steel Zod's arriving there. And the others either aren't superheroes or never even got born. He has no choice but to go to Wayne Manor. The two Barrys find an empty Wayne Manor there. And they find a goddamn long-haired bum who moves around ninja-like and all Zanley, but slightly Tim Burton-ish. If, what's-his-name does say so himself there, does attack him when They're in the kitchen. They talk a lot, but it's wonderful background, not the slightest boring. I was never bored at all in this movie, and not because I'm so damned old. But yeah, it's Bruce Wayne, my favorite Batman. There's the Batcave with my favorite Batmobile, and I gotta see all those cool bat suits that also are somewhat of an homage, a callback or something to all his action figure variants and various now obscure versions of Batman, which I do love. They try and find a U versus Superman, only it's that girl. The Brainiacs online figured she'd be some eerie killer lesbian with no breasts, and it wasn't accurate. Thankfully, what I've heard about the movie is right, and Kara got cleaned up to be not so much woke, just an interesting, kind of tolerable alternate universe character. Actually, fairly decent art. Yeah, they rescue her in Russia. That scene was cool. And they go through some stuff to get new berries, to get older berries. God damn it up the ass, time travel bagel, your brain. Did I say that? Anyway. Goddamn further. Anyway, normal Barry Allen tries to get to electrocute on a platform, but my Batman's circuit breakers get fused and some of his machinery is broken, and Kuro helps him in what could be an homage, but is more or less a decent scene that can be taken on its own as character building and drama and stuff. Normal Barry gets his powers back. 18-year-old Barry makes his custom mid-20th century flash suit from one of the old bat suits, which, pretty decent and a creative way of bringing about old comic stuff. And first stuff from other movies. There's the ultimate battle, which had just the right drama and just the right bit of shockingness. We get to see who the creature was, and some weird multi-dimensionalness expands. We see the other universes with the other Superman and Batman. I like Nicolas Cage's Superman. And yeah, I'm with some other guys. Yeah, I saw Cursory Superman and Helen Slater's Supergirl. Hell, even got that Supergirl movie on DVD there. Yeah. Yeah, the Cursory Superman films were good at least sometime, but I do admit I don't like that bumbling Silver Age-ness. That B-moviness. Probably what gave me my Hildheim cough, don't you know, buckaroo. But yeah, and I saw George Reese Superman first, and I thought that was cool. I like George Reese and stuff. Yeah, Dean Cain is my favorite Superman, but I didn't mind that he wasn't in the movie. I mean, the movie's characters and stories on its own were great. The massive continuity stuff was Uncle Batman and his shit barrel awesome. Yes, I just said that. Thing we later. And yes, Barry. Everyone dies, but normal Barry Allen. He goes back. He gets his father off the hook. Well, maybe. And then on a surprise twist, George Clooney appears. George Clooney as an actor was awesome. The Perfect Storm, some of the other films he's in were way better than Batman and Robin. I have to say that. I have to, literally. The threads of the universe revolve around it. Time, space, matter, and energy or some shit, as my little bro, Mr. Pregnant, says. But yeah, Roseanne was right. George Clooney was awesome, and he was sadly underused a few times there. that was it. All in all, it was awesome. It has a few occasional flaws here and there, and I do admit when it comes to the larger DC Marvel movie picture, it might feel somewhat. Uh, but even more so than still a Star Wars story. You could take it or leave it. But if you choose to watch it, it will be pretty decent. You'll see cool stuff. You'll see actual character development. You'll see multi-universe nerdy shit. So yeah, I give it B minus. The same rating I churned out for lots of things back in the early 2000s. This has been my review. It was wise for me to be straight and to the point with this one, no nonsense. And what the hell, the movie I went to, Century Plaza, is pretty awesome. So, I say goodbye to you. Mateo, signing out.